What's up, boys? Today I'll be showing you guys the top 5 builds in NBA 2K23. This is going to cover some guards, it's going to cover some forwards, and by the way, this will cover old gen and new gen builds. I'll have chapters on the video if you guys want to take a look at some guards, forwards, or centers if you guys are already decided. But if you guys are still trying to decide your position, watch throughout this entire video and choose the best one for you. And finally, before we hop in, make sure you guys leave a like on the video and subscribe. We are so close to 15,000 subscribers. Seriously do appreciate you guys. And also turn on those post notifications so you guys don't miss more build videos and some tip videos. We are not going to start out though with a point guard. So let's go ahead and pull up the point guard right here. We're also going to go ahead and make his handiness and the jersey number. Don't care too much about that, but we are now going to decide the height, the wingspan, all that different stuff. I'm going to run with 6'2". I kind of like the 193 pounds, but I think I actually might move it up because strength matters quite a lot this year. I do like when that strength is up quite a bit here. So I'm going to go ahead and up this strength here, or the weight really, which upgrades the strength. I think I'm going to make him 220. So 6'2", 220, 6'7", solid build. I like that a lot here. So he's going to be really large wingspan, but he is only 6'2". So I think it's a pretty good spot to be around here. But this is going to be the very first build. These aren't necessarily ranked because it's all different positions, but this is a build that I'm liking quite a bit. Let's go ahead though and make this close shot here 51. And then we're also going to make the driving layup a 78, I think is a pretty good spot to be around. Usually when you're at 78, you're at a pretty good range, I feel like. With the driving layup, you guys get super glitchy stuff. I like having like the driving dunk too. If you guys want to be a finisher guard, I definitely do like the driving dunk a lot. So really just at 78. 78 is usually like the bare where you guys got to be to where you guys hit that threshold really. So let's go ahead though and make the mid-range here 78. So we're going to make this 78 mid-range. I feel like 78 is really like the threshold for most things, I feel like. And depending on how well you guys are at three-point shooting, and if you guys like the three-point shoot, you could bump this up a little bit more. It'll let you guys green a little bit more, make some more shots. But I think we're going to rock with probably 89 for the moment, just so we can kind of get some of those tier 3 badges to gold and get another Hall of Fame there or get another Hall of Fame one to the tier 1 right there at 89. So I moved up to 89. We're not going to touch the free throw. I like it right there where it is. You guys really don't have to have much free throw if you guys don't play rec anyway. But playmaking here. Let's go ahead and move this up to 78 for the pass accuracy here. Actually, yeah, we're going to rock with, I don't know. I do like, pass accuracy does matter a lot this year, I do want to say. We're going to leave it at 75 for now, although it might come back and bump it down just a little bit later. But this is really where it really matters, the ball handle and the speed with the ball. So let's go ahead and make this 93, and I want to make them both 93, I think. So we're going to make them 93 and 93. So speed with the ball 93, ball handle 93. I like both of these a lot. If you guys like to ball handle a little bit, get a little bit shifty on the sticks, then you guys can bump the ball handle up a little bit. Probably right here I think is a really good spot to be. If you guys don't like to ball handle as much and don't put on too many dribble moves, then maybe this isn't, you can bump it down a little bit if you guys really do want. But let's move on to the defense here. So defense, let's go ahead and mess with this here. I'm going to bump up the interior defense quite a bit here. I think I'm going to move up to like, not very much though, maybe like 36, 37, 35, somewhere around there. We'll do 36 for the moment, although I might come back and mess with that a little bit later. But we definitely got to get the perimeter defense up a little bit. I'm going to put it at 88 right there. Stealing, I don't care about too much. It's really up to you guys. But I don't know. It depends on how much you guys want to steal this year. We're going to move this up to 70 and call it good. Blocking, I don't really care about. Offensive, defensive, rebounding, we're not really going to touch. We could get defensive rebounds if you guys want. You do have that 6'7" wingspan. I'm going to move this up just a little bit, although I'm not really going to touch offensive rebound because we shouldn't have to offensive rebound very much. So we'll move this up to 70 for the moment, although I might come back down in just a little bit here. We're going to definitely move the speed up here to 93. Going to max that out right there. Acceleration, very important. Move this up to 86. Strength, I'm going to move this up quite a bit because strength definitely matters quite a bit this year. Also move this up here. I don't really need it up too much. I think we're going to move it to 65. Stamina, you got to have this really high up. So I think I'm going to actually bump the vertical down just a little bit so we can get more stamina on our guy right here. I feel like 9's a pretty good spot to be around. I'm going to up the strength as well. Strength is very important this year. You don't want to get absolutely bullied on the perimeter or even inside. So if you guys play a little bit of, we got a couple extra points left over. If you guys play rec or pro am or anything like that, you guys can bump up this free throw if you guys want. I'd say probably a 70 is a pretty good spot to be around. But if you guys don't, you guys just play park, then I probably wouldn't touch it too much. But this is what the build looks like, man. So you don't have too much finishing, although you guys can definitely get that those close shots, and you guys can also get those driving layups. You won't be able to dunk, so that kind of sucks. You only have 8 finishing badges, although you do have 23 shooting badges, 26 playmaking, I believe that is. Yeah, 26 playmaking, and then 16 defensive. So there's a lot of good things to really love about this build right here. So I love what we've made right here. And, you know, he's kind of like that shooting. He can shoot a good amount. He's pretty much an all-around guy, though, because he's got the playmaking. He's got tons of playmaking, extremely fast. He can pass the ball very, very well. And he can also go ahead and shoot those threes that if he needs to. He can get those layups, all that different stuff, man. So there's a lot of different stuff that he can do. But let's go ahead and put on limitless threes here. And we'll call it good. I like clamps a lot on defense. I think it's a good spot. Extreme clamps and limitless range. That's what I'm running on my personal build, which that will be the last video, by the way, or the last build will be my personal build at the end of the video. But this is the very, very first build here, and you guys have made a Mike Conley, Kyle Lowry, and a Chauncey Billups right here. So not too shabby. This is a two-way three-point shot creator. So yeah, pretty much playmaking shot creator like last year almost in a way. But he's now labeled a two-way three-point shot creator. Not a bad build right here. If you guys like to take those threes, you guys should be able to. Like I said, you guys should be also able to play make a little bit. So that's what I got for the very first build. Now let's hop into the forward build. Here we go. We are now making a small forward build here. So we have our small forward position in there. Made our number 69 because it's really funny. But let's go ahead and make this 6'8". We're also going to change his weight a little bit here to I think about 235. So I like the 235 right here. You guys can see all the attribute changes right up here. Wingspan, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here. We're definitely going to make this a lot bigger. Going to go with the 7'6" wingspan right here. You guys can make this a little bit shorter if you guys really want a three-point shoot with this build. Although he still will be able to really get a lot of finishing, and he will also be able to shoot pretty well. So he's really an all-around guy here, this forward build. So let's go ahead and start making this here. So close shot here. We're going to bump this up a little bit here to about an 85. I think 85 is a pretty good spot to be around. We're going to make the driving layup here a 90 because we definitely want to be able to get those driving layup animations. Driving dunk here, I want to be a dunker here. We're going to make this a 90. We can make this a 95. We're going to rock with 95 for now, although I might change that in a little bit. Standing dunk, though, I'll bump that up a little bit, try to hit the threshold. I'm going to go 78 here for that threshold right there. And I'm not even going to touch post control. Not going to worry about that really at all. But we're also going to be able to shoot with this build. So we're going to make this hit the threshold here at 78 right here, although you guys could potentially bump it up to 79 if you guys want some more badge points. But three-point shooting here, we're going to go ahead and bump this up to 84. We could bump this up a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna rock with 84. I'm gonna max that out. But yeah, if you guys want that extra, we're gonna actually make the 79. We're gonna make the 79 here so we get the extra badge point right there. I think that's probably worth it. If you guys do play a little bit of rec though, you can go ahead and bump up this maybe if you guys need to. But I'm gonna rock with 65 right here. I think if you guys are gonna play rec and pro-am and all that different stuff where you guys actually have to shoot free throws, I think you got to make it probably about 65 if you guys actually want to start making some free throws instead of like missing them the whole time. So, but playmaking, we're going to go ahead and adjust this right here. I'm going to go ahead and mess with this. We're going to make this a 82 pass accuracy right here. Let's go ahead and make it that. We could bump this up if we need to a little bit later, but I think that's a really, really good spot to be around. We're going to go ahead and make this an 87 here. 87 ball handle, and then speed with the ball, we're actually going to max that out at 77. You want to be decently fast. Defense here, we're going to go ahead and mess around with this defense real quick. We're going to go ahead and go with a 50. We're going to rock with a 50 interior defense for now. Perimeter defense, we definitely have to bump this up quite a bit in case we have to face some more guards, which you probably will in park and all that stuff. So stealing, we can bump this up if you guys want, although I'm not going to mess with this too much. I think probably rock with a 50 right there. Blocking, I do want to also bump up to probably about a 50. I'm not going to touch offensive and defensive rebounding. However, if you guys do want to be able to rebound with your large wingspan, you are 6'8", 7'6", you can bump up the offensive rebound. However, I will not be right here because I don't care about rebounding too much with this build personally. However, we are going to go ahead and bump up the speed, obviously, if we're going to go ahead and max that out at an 82. Acceleration, I want to go ahead and max this out as well at a 75. Strength here, we're going to go ahead and mess with this. Definitely want the strength as pretty much as far up as we possibly can get. We're going to go with 87 there. Vertical, I don't care too much about. That's at a 78 right now. Sorry, 76 right now. Not too worried about that, but I definitely want to make sure we get that stamina up a little bit, which you're not able to, so we do have to adjust some of these here. So you do have to sacrifice some things. If you guys aren't going to block too much, you can jump that down. If you guys aren't going to steal too much, you can jump that down. With how the teammate grades is this year, I'm not going to be trying to steal the ball too much. I don't want those reach-ins either. It definitely hurts the teammate grade. So I will be bumping up my stamina right here to, we'll probably rock with 9. Yeah, we'll do 90. We're going to max that out at 90 right there and call it good. And we can bump this free throw up just a little bit here. And this is what we are rocking with right here. So you guys can take a screenshot if you guys are interested in this build right here. He has 22 finishing badges, 21 shooting, 22 playmaking, and 4 defensive. So as you guys can see, this is a pretty much all-around guy. He can do everything. He can finish, he can shoot, he can play make. Only thing he cannot do too well is your defense. So if you guys are at least decent at defense, you know, this will probably be a build for you. Because if you guys can decently play defense, You shouldn't be getting too toasted. You should be pretty good. You're just not going to have those badges to help you guys out a little bit. So hopefully you don't get too completely toasted, but you can go ahead and just make these whatever you guys want here. I haven't messed around too much with forward takeovers so far this year, so I'm just going to make these random. I don't really care about that. Choose whichever works for you guys for that. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at this build, the comparisons, all that different stuff. Richard Jefferson, we have Miles Bridges, and then DeMar DeRozan. All right. Here we go. Inside out score is this build right here for small forward. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this build. If you guys want to go ahead and take a look, let me know which build you guys rocking with, by the way, down in the comments below. We've taken a look at a guard build, we've taken a look at a forward build. Now I'm going to take a look at two big men here, and then we'll hop into my personal build at the end. Moving on to our big man build here. So I have one more after this. We're doing two big men in today's video, one forward and two guards, which I'll show you guys again my guard build at the end. But center here, we're going to rock with the center here. Doesn't matter handiness, doesn't matter the number, all that different stuff. Let's go ahead and move on to height, though. We're actually going to bump this down. We're going to make somewhat of a smaller center, which could be a little bit controversial. I'm going to make my guy a little bit smaller here. He's going to be playing more of a power forward type build almost, but as a center. But we are definitely going to bump this wingspan up to a 76 so we can still get some boards. But this guy's going to be a huge defender, and he's going to get really, really glitchy. I'll show you guys why in a second here. Let's go ahead and move on now to all the different attributes. Let's take a look at some of this different things here. So finishing here, we're definitely going to bump up the finishing here to about a 76 for the close shot. Driving layup, we're going to make this an 85. We are also going to make the driving dunk an 85. So let's go ahead and bump this up to 85 right there. And we're going to make our standing dunk pretty decent here. I think we're trying to hit like a mini threshold at 70. So I like this a lot here. 76, 85, 85, 70. And I'm not going to touch the post control. I don't care too much about post control. I don't know that most people do anyway. But we're going to make the mid-range here at 76. We're going to make them respect us here at the three-point line and also the mid-range. We're going to be able to finish pretty well. We're going to have really, really good three-point. And we are also going to be able to do a little bit of defense. This gets really, really glitchy. This is probably my favorite big man build, to be honest. You're just sacrificing a lot of different things because you're a little bit shorter. However, you will still be a great defender. So do keep that in mind when you guys are taking a look at this build here. But we're going to go ahead and move on to our pass accuracy, and we have to make our pass accuracy pretty solid. I recommend at all times having at least a 70. 70 is pretty important here. We're actually going to bump our ball handling down, though. Actually, we don't want to sacrifice some other things here. So we're actually going to make... we're going to bump some of this stuff up here. Let's just run with that. Let's run with that right there. Keeping our pass accuracy at 70. Speed with the ball. We can bump this up a little bit here to about a 35. I probably wouldn't go more than that. You don't care too much about, speed with the ball because you're a center. So we'll go ahead, though, and mess around now with the defense and the rebounding. Should I just... we'll make sure you guys can see the badges and all that right there. There we go. Probably should do that earlier, but defense and rebounding here. Let's go ahead and mess with some of this stuff here. We're going to go ahead and make the interior defense pretty high up. We're going to make this an 82. Perimeter defense, we're going to bump this up quite a bit as well. We're going to make this an 85. Let's go ahead and move up to the stealing here. We're going to make this an 88 steal. No, we're not. We're not going to bump it up that high. Let's move it to an 80. We're going to be able to steal with this build for sure. Blocking, we definitely want this high up. Let's make this a 88. Offensive rebound, let's move this up to an 80. Let's do 85. And then we're going to max out the defensive rebounder. We're going to be a freaking rebounder for sure. Even with us being so short, although we still have like a super long wingspan. But let's move on to the physical stats here. We're actually going to bump the speed up a little bit here. He's going to be a freaking fast. So we're actually going to bump him up a lot. You guys can just tell how glitchy this build is actually getting right here. So let's move up to a... We'll max this out to 75. We'll do that right there. We definitely need this pretty high up for sure. We'll just max it out at an 88 right there. We'll max that out. Let's go ahead and run with the vertical at probably right there. But although I might have to adjust that. No, that's pretty solid, man. I love this build a lot. You guys can see how glitchy it's really getting and how many attributes we get all around, really. We have 18 finishing badges right there. Yeah, we have 18 finishing badges, 20 shooting, 5 playmaking, and 28 defense. This build can do everything. They have to really respect your shot. They have to respect the inside scoring. You guys will be able to get those standing dunks after you guys get those offensive rebounds. You guys will be able to, not do too much playmaking because you don't have too much speed with the ball or ball handle. However, you guys still have that pass accuracy where you guys can make some really, really good passes. Defense is freaking outstanding here. 82, 85. I mean, he's got everything, man. He's going to be great in the inside. He'll be able to guard those stretches. He's going to have great blocking. He'll shut some people down inside the paint. He's got 99 defensive rebounding. I mean, come on, man. Speed, 82. That's amazing for a center. You have great strength. You're not going to get bullied very, very much. You also have great stamina. There's so much to love about this build out here. This is probably my favorite. It might be my favorite build in the game. I just like personally running as a guard, but this is by far the best big man build in the game, as you guys can possibly see right here. So let me know which build from today's video is your favorite, and let me know what you guys are running with for your big men. But Anyways, I don't care about the takeovers and all that different stuff. You guys choose what you guys want. I was just choosing random stuff right there. We're not going to focus on that. Just focusing on the builds right here. But as you guys can see, we have Bam Adebayo and also Anthony Davis as our shades of player comparisons. And we are an inside-out glass cleaner, as you guys can see right there. Love this build a ton. Probably my favorite build in the entire game when it comes to just like the attributes part of it. Here we go, man. Our last big man build here. And if you guys didn't like the smaller type, like the last build, and you guys care more about the physical attributes, this one will probably be for you. He's going to be a 7'2" build here. So 7'2". We're also going to make him 245. So we're actually going to bump down the weight a little bit here. We'll make him 245, and we'll make the wingspan 8 feet right here. So really, really, you know, he's got friggin' great wingspan. He's freaking tall, 7'2". Love that a lot right there. Moving on here, let's go ahead and mess around with some of this here. So we're gonna go ahead and make the close shot here a 46. Let's make this a 46 close shot. Driving layup here, we're gonna make this a 60. We are also going to make the driving dunk an 80. So really try to. We're making it a 79. So can't get the 80 right there. Let's go ahead and make the standing dunk here. We could drop this down. Now, because I don't really want to sacrifice a driving dunk. We'll make the standing dunk probably sit right there. We'll bump it up one, make the 70. Get the extra badge right there in tier 3, I guess. But let's go ahead and move up to the shooting right here. Shooting, I'm going to make this a 76 mid-range. Going to make them respect us here. We have to make them respect us as a big man. We're also going to make our shooting pretty solid as well. So let's go ahead and make that a 78. Free throw here, we're going to make this a 60. Call it good, a 60 overall right there. Playmaking, let's make this, let's customize this right here. So obviously, we are a center. We don't have to mess around too much with the speed of the ball and all that different stuff. Although we do have to have that pass accuracy, just like the build. I want this, the last build, I want this a 70 right here. Ball handle, we don't have to mess with this too much. I'll make this a 40 just so we don't get ripped as much. And then we have the interior defense here. Let's make this an 85. I'll make this an 85 right here. We are also going to make the perimeter defense, max that out real quick. The stealing right here, we could mess with this if we want. We'll max that out. We're just going to make our really everything just super juiced up here. I'm going to make pretty much everything right here a 90. So let's go ahead and bump this down to a 90. We're just going to make the offensive rebounding a 90. So we'll call that good. And then we also want the defensive rebound to be a 99. Nobody's grabbing boards against us. Not giving anyone second chance points right here. So both of these builds kind of definitely shutting that down quite a bit. Moving on though to the physical stats, let's bump the speed up here. Let's go to move the acceleration up. Let's move the strength up here. Definitely going to try to max out pretty much everything here, and boom, we can. All the physical stats absolutely maxed out. We have a lot left over. So if you guys want to go ahead and be a little bit of a finisher, you guys can make yourself a better finisher. If you guys want more shooting, you guys can make yourselves more of a shooter. Pass accuracy, ball handle, all that different stuff, man. So I'm actually going to bump up the offensive rebounding to a 99 right there, just because that's how I want to play. I also want to shut down the interior, so let's bump that up. I'll make the pass accuracy a little bit better, and we'll also bump up the free throw. And this is how the build looks now. We have a 7 finishing badges, 17 shooting, 9 playmaking, and 31 defensive badges right there. I love this build a lot, man. Very, very solid. He's 7'2". He's definitely got all the physical stats here. I definitely do like the last build a lot better, although this guy is more of a physical beast. So he's definitely going to be more of a defender than anything. He's not going to have as good finishing as the last build we saw, although he can still definitely get those the driving dunks, the standing dunks, all the different stuff. He hits those thresholds for sure. But they'll also have to respect you, because you should be able to at least green a little bit if you guys have those badges for the three-point shooting in the mid-range. They'll have to respect your mid-range for sure, and they should have to respect your three-point shots as long as you guys are, you know, somewhat decent at shooting with big men. So I definitely like this a lot here. Yeah, really, really good build right here, especially for the defense. This guy is an absolute lockdown. So glass cleaning lockdown right there for sure. But let's go ahead and see what they make the player comparisons here and all that different stuff, and we'll call it good. So this was the final big man build here, and I have my personal favorite build and the one that I'm rocking with in a second here. But Rudy Gobert, we have Mitchell Robinson, and Patrick Ewing. So a lot of good player comparisons right there, but this is going to be a defensive anchor build right here. So if you guys are interested in making a defensive anchor, this build could be for you. A great defensive guy that'll get pretty much every board that comes his way. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this build, but let's move on to the final build of the video. It will be a point guard, the build that I personally am running with. Here we go, final build of the video, and the one that I personally am running with is going to be a point guard. Let's just customize the jersey, the handiness, all the different stuff. We're gonna make him 6'2". He's gonna be 6'2". He's also going to be 210 pounds. We're also going to make him a 6'3" wingspan and call it good. I have the solid build, although you guys can make that whatever you guys want. That's just personally what I run with. Anyways, let's go ahead and customize the finishing, the shooting, playmaking, defense, and the physical stats right here. So we're going to be able to do pretty much everything with this build. So, you know, there's not too much we're able to do on defense. However, we still will be very, very good on the perimeter. But I do love to have this stuff up right here. I'll show you guys what I personally try to do with this build in a second here, but this is what I'm rocking with here. 76 close shot, 80 driving layup, 80 driving dunk. This gets seriously glitchy when you guys are super short like 6'2". This gets insane. The driving layup and the driving dunk they're really, really good. They get insanely glitchy, especially how the game is on next gen. It's awesome, man. The rim grazer dunks are unreal when you guys have this driving dunk at 80 and you are this short. Try it. I promise you guys are not going to get blocked. Probably 90% of the time you guys will not get blocked by those centers. It's just going to be a rim grazer, man. But let's go ahead and move up the mid-range here to an 85. I like the 85 mid-range. It's been great for me so far. I love it for sure. We're also going to make the 3-point here a 92. This is going to be this is really going to be a shooter build. This build is a shooter. I love it a lot. We're keeping the free throw here. I actually bumped the free throw down to a 72 right there. I like it at 72. But yeah, this is going to be a shooter. He's going to be able to shoot mid-range. He'll be able to shoot three-pointers. And also in park, he's going to get those rim grazer dunks. He can also finish very, very solid with 80 driving layup. I'm telling you guys, it's amazing. Don't diss him because he's super short and has a really low wingspan, because he's seriously still going to be a great player out there. Playmaking. Let's go ahead and customize this a little bit here. We're actually going to make this an 80 pass accuracy. 80 pass accuracy extremely important. We also a point guard. We have to pass the ball out a little bit, man. Let's go ahead and make the ball handle, though, an 85. We're also going to make the speed with the ball up to a 90. So let's make that a 90 right there. And I said ball handling at an 85, so let's move that back down. Interior defense. We're going to make this a 51. We're going to not max it out, but we're going to make it pretty solid. Perimeter defense here, we're going to make this an 89. So let's make it an 89. Boom. Stealing, we're going to bump this up. We're going to bump this actually down to a 57, 0-0, and I like the defensive rebounding at a 44. You're not going to be rebounding. You're not going to be stealing too much, and you're definitely not going to get much blocks or offensive rebounding, considering you're only 6'2". So you're 6'2", your wingspan is 6'3". You're not going to be able to do that stuff anyway, so don't even spend attribute points on it. But this is where it gets awesome, the physicals here. I like to make my speed an 85, although you guys can bump that up if you guys want. I also run with 82 acceleration. Strength, you want the strength up this year. I'm telling you guys, you want this up. I'm making this an 85. Vertical, I do not care too much about since we're not going to be grabbing rebounds or anything anyway. But the stamina, very, very important. I'm going to finish this off with a 91. I love this a lot here, man. So you can see the all this different stuff for the finishing. You got the 76 close. You got the 80 driving layup, the 80 driving dunk. You got the 30 post control. You also have 85 mid, 92 three-point shooting with a 72 free throw. Very, very solid. You have pretty good playmaking as well with the 80, 85, and the 90 right there. 90 speed with the ball is great for sure. You'll also be able to ball handle a little bit if you guys want to. But I forgot to talk about the badges here. He's got 19 finishing, 27 shooting, 24 playmaking, and 12 defense. And the way I use my badge points when I got my I forget what Welcome to the League, I think it was the mission, the quest that you guys get in next gen. I used my badge points on 1 shooting and I made 3 defense. That way I could get a tier 3 badge if I wanted to on defense. So really, this has 28 shooting badges. And he also has 15 defensive badges if you guys complete the Welcome to the League quest on Next Gen. But anyways, let's go ahead and continue and move on. I make my, personally, I do limitless range. I talked about this earlier on the other guard build. And then I make extreme clamps as my secondary takeover. And this has a couple of good player comparisons. If you guys care about the player comparisons here, let's take a look. So player comparisons here is going to be Kenny Smith, Darius Garland, and Fred VanVleet. So that's kind of the player archetypes right there. And this is just a straight up shooter build. So I love to shoot here. That's why I love the shooter build right here. If you guys like to shoot threes like me, and you guys are also able to get like really, really nasty park dunks, it gets pretty freaking wild. You can even catch alleys, by the way. There's been some crazy stuff that have happened with some alleys. If you have a guy throw an alley up to you, you will get insane animations. It's freaking wild, I'm telling you guys. But hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys made this far in the video, you guys may as well leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, just subscribe to the channel right here. And check out this video up here that YouTube has recommended for you. They know that you'll love it. That's why they recommended it for you. So give it a watch. Watch more of my content, man.